Hello, boys and girls. This is Pa. Are you ready for another bedtime story? You are? Great. Have you brushed your teeth? Well done. And I see you've got your jammies on. Lovely. Now hop onto your bed. Have you got Ted? Excellent. Snuggle in as we get ready for another story with Pa. Tonight's story is about Addi and Elsie, and they make the fairy swing park shine. The fairy swing park on Addi and Elsie's mum and dad's farm, Cass and Jez, was already a magical place. There were fairy swings hanging from the gum trees, painted rocks, and winding little paths where the fairies loved to visit. One morning, Addi said, "I think our fairy park needs even more magic." "I'll help," smiled her little sister Elsie. Elsie was so excited that she put on her little gumboots and skipped all the way to the fairy park with Addi. Pa climbed into his ute and drove into town. He came back with a big box full of sparkling fairy lights. "These will make the park glow like the stars," he said with a grin. At the same time, Nan took Mila, Poppy, Louie and Jax shopping. They picked out all sorts of wonderful toys for the fairy park. Fairy dolls, unicorns, animals, and even a little toy dragon to watch over the fairy castle. Back at the farm, Addi and Elsie's mum, Cass, helped decide where everything should go. Pa carefully wrapped the fairy lights around the trees and around every swing. Nan unpacked the toys whilst Mila, Poppy, Louie and Jax helped place them around the park. Elsie carried a tiny fairy doll with both hands. "I know just where she belongs," she said proudly. She gently placed the fairy doll beside a little fairy house under the tree. "Perfect," smiled Addi, giving her little sister a big hug. As the sun began to set, Pa switched on the fairy lights. Oh, they sparkled, sparkling everywhere. They just looked beautiful. The whole fairy park lit up with hundreds of tiny sparkling lights. "It looks magical," whispered Addi and Elsie. Just then, little glowing fairies fluttered out from the flowers and danced through the trees. They zipped around the swings, peeked into the fairy houses, and played with the little toys. One tiny fairy landed on Elsie's shoulder. The other one landed on Addi's nose. The sisters smiled at each other as the rest of the family watched the fairies dance beneath the glowing lights. Pa wrapped his arms around his grandchildren and said, "I think this is the happiest fairy park in the whole world." Everyone agreed. From that night on, whenever the fairy lights twinkled after sunset, Addi Addi and Elsie knew the fairies were coming back to enjoy the magical fairy swing park they had all created together as a family. Good night, children. Sweet dreams. And don't forget, Pa loves you.